involved in youngsters' lives, fathers, uncles, grandfathers, brothers, stepfathers, mentors, neighbors, teachers, and friends impact the children that they care about. Research clearly shows that male involvement positively influences academic success at all levels of schooling, preschool through college. When male figures are involved in kids' lives, they enjoy school more and perform better in and out of school. For the 8th year, Washington State PTA has conducted a statewide essay contest so that young people could describe their unique perspectives on how men in their lives make positive differences for them. Essays were judged by Washington State PTA representatives in accordance with state education recognized standards in good writing, and winning essays were selected in 3 groups: K through 2nd, 3rd through 5th, and 6th through 8th. Now, you may have heard me only mention those 3 groups, because unfortunately this year we did not have any entries at the high school level. However, and I'm talking to all you region directors and incoming RPCs, we will have more entries next year, right? And especially at the high school level. All right, what I'd like to do at this time is invite you to listen to our winners as they read their essays. And so we'll ask the students that are reading, and then if they have their male that they wrote their essay about, to also come up and join them up here. At this time, in the kindergarten through 2nd grade level, if you would please welcome Emily Jean Larson, a 1st grader from Silver Lake Elementary. I do have your paper. All right, so you want to go ahead and stand up? Do we need to move the chair a little bit closer for you so you don't fall down? You all right? Okay.
You can do it, babe. I'm right here.
All right.
Okay.
Speak into the microphone.
What is a role model? A role model is a person you look up to and someone you want to be like someday. My role model is my dad. He is really my stepdad, but I never knew my real dad. And my dad is the only dad I have. I found out when I was 6. I was happy, not sad, because my whole life he was my dad, because he wanted to be my dad, not because he had to be. And he is the best dad in the world. Every day he goes to work, so I have a good life. My dad is a plumber. It is hard work. My dad's whole life has been hard. He grew up in motels, and he stopped school at 14. He was homeless at 16 because his parents were sick. For 10 years, my dad tried to find happiness. At 26, he found it when he met my mom and me. I was only 1. Since then, I have had the best life. When I get sad, my dad cheers me up. He takes me to get ice cream. He takes me to the daddy-daughter dance. He is always there for me. My dad taught me true love is something you show, not something you say. Even though he had a hard life, I have the best life a girl can ask for because my dad chose to love me. It takes a strong and loving man to adopt a child like my dad did. My dad turned his life around and he changed mine too. I want to be loving and strong like my dad. That is why my dad is my role model.
They loved it. I told you they loved it. That's awesome. You high five. All right.
And thank you very much.
Congratulations, young lady. You did a great job. It's okay, you're holding it. Good job. That's right. Wow, right? I know. Well, and she came up here and she goes, "Do you have my essay?" I said, "Yes, I do. I'm ready. I think she's a future leader someday. All All right, in our 6th through 8th grade level, we actually have 2 award winners. They were a tie. So I'd like you to first please welcome Justine Theo, a 7th grader from Gateway Middle School.
Thank you for having me here. Male role models are vital to children's lives for many reasons. Encouragement, help teaching life lessons, and helping children understand new material are things they provide. One male role model important to me was my swim coach, Ken Rice. Coach Ken was an exemplary role model because of his patience, consideration of others, and good humor. He was encouraging and didn't use negativity or ill-chosen language. Some influences Ken had on me were that I had more confidence, consideration of others, and the knowledge that dedication pays off. Essentially, he was a positive male role model in my life. Before the focused training that Ken gave us, I was skeptical about my swimming ability and reaching my goals. Subsequent to his arrival as our coach, new techniques were taught to us with the encouragement that we learned and continued them. Following through on those techniques caused my efficiency to increase. I worked harder in practice, yet wasn't as tired as before. Feeling better after practice and about my swimming led to more self-esteem. Confidence also came from achieving season-long goal times, such as my 200 butterfly. In that event, I started with over 3 minutes, but the conditioning throughout the season decreased my time to 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Another example of increased confidence was my position during swim practice. I used to stay in the back even though I beat most of the people because I thought I was below average. Then Coach Ken came along and showed me that I had the ability to excel in swimming. Despite that, not just swimming, but schoolwork was affected too. Self-confidence from swimming carried over into my schoolwork. Therefore, my grades rose because of better scores. Swimming became worthwhile, and I started leading my lane because I knew I had the ability to. In addition to confidence, Coach Ken taught me consideration of others. At swim practice, he didn't interrupt anyone, and eventually we silenced ourselves when it was his turn to speak. Additionally, during practice in dryland, he granted consideration to our thoughts before making a final decision. Because of his example, I found myself interrupting others' conversations less and letting others state their thoughts before stating mine. My utilizing criticism to improve instead of feeling offended was also improved during his time as our coach, and that helped my schoolwork because I did better on assignments after I knew what needed work. Considering others' feelings has helped me improve overall as a person. Dedication pays off is very true everywhere, but especially in swimming, and Coach Ken brought this into perspective. Swim practice was where I needed major dedication since it was the end of the day and there was lack of energy and will. Training hard when I didn't want to paid off with me attaining numerous best times that season. Ken made me work hard so that I got all my necessary work in, even on my lethargic days. Also, he helped our group achieve goal times and immensely improve. In retrospect, that showed dedication because Ken didn't give up on us and he achieved his goal of improving our swimming. Personally, focusing and working hard on something is satisfying because good grades and goals are accomplished. During difficult projects, such as last year's Ancients project, the reminder that finishing it was required got the job done. If I wasn't dedicated to my education or swimming, I wouldn't be as successful as I am now. In conclusion, Coach Ken's influences on me have changed my life, from the seemingly minute effect in politeness to the self-respect for my work and the lesson of dedication. He will always be a vital male role model to me.
And again, life lessons from someone far younger than most of us in the room. It's exciting. And now, please welcome the second winner in this category, Ben Smith, an 8th grader from Beaver Lake Middle School.
Okay, so the title of my essay is Can't Be Knocked Down. I thought that I was done. The game that I love playing more than just about anything in the world, I was not going to play again. I was quitting, and there is no doubt in my mind. I just sat out 2 months with a broken collarbone that I had suffered in the championship football game at the end of November. And once all my hard work rehabbing my right arm was complete, I came back only to play 3 minutes of the 32 minutes a game. So there I was. After 2 seemingly never-ending months of sitting on the bench watching my team play, I was still sitting on the bench watching my team play for 95% of the game. I was defeated. Sure, I've lost in basketball. I've lost games and I've lost plays. But for the first time, I felt like I'd lost at life. And the defeat felt like a blowout. Like at the end of games, when you're losing by 30 points and the other team stops trying and starts joking around and laughing, and it feels like they're mocking you. At the end of January, I felt like my coach and my team were all mocking me, and I felt like I was worthless to the team. I was right, and I knew I needed to quit. My mom came to me one day, noticing how discouraged I was, and said that maybe we could find a different club to play for, but I was skeptical. But I still had a burning desire to play basketball, so one week later, I found myself in an office park warehouse turned into a basketball gym, Eastside Basketball Club, or EBC, talking to the head of coaches. Now the meeting is a blur, because as soon as I heard, yeah, it would be great if you could come to practice and we'll see how it goes, my hearing shut down. All I could think of was I will not miss this opportunity. So I practiced with the B team and they put me on the roster. However, I was not satisfied. I started training with a coach at EBC named Nick. I trained with Nick for an hour every week through the summer, and as I reminisce and think back to the first couple weeks, it was hard. I missed nearly all my shots. My broken collarbone had messed up my form, and I didn't know how to give everything I had, so my stamina was poor. Nick taught me that humans can give so much more than we think we can, and the key to going longer and harder is all mental. I learned that, along with so many other things, that the key to succeeding is having the mental edge. I started developing a chip on my shoulder, and it turned into the motto I have today, which is K1N2, which is an abbreviation that I made that means you can knock me down once, but you won't knock me down twice, because I have the confidence that I won't make the same mistake twice. I embodied this from Nick. He showed me that you need to believe in yourself to actually achieve something. Yet, in my second year at EBC, I had put in the work over the summer and on off days, yet I still was not producing on the court. One day, in the middle of one of my one-on-one trainings with Nick, I hit 5 or so shots in a row. He stopped passing me the ball and coaching me on my technique. At that moment, there was not a sound in the gym. And he said, "I don't get it. You work harder than anyone else. You need to shoot more in games, and if anyone on your team has earned the right to shoot the ball, it's you." That brought me back to the summer and all the hard work that I put in, and the chip on my shoulder was reformed. From that day on, I decided that I'd work too hard not to show it on the court. So like life, I just decided to take it one step at a time. I started taking more command of my team in practice when we scrimmaged, which was easy to do with 2 other strong influences in my life. My coaches of my team, CJ and Sam. CJ and Sam were truly teachers. Sure, my teammates and I learned tons about basketball being players of their team, but we also learned a lot about life because as much as we'd love to, we can't play basketball forever. This winter, I'm sure that every time we stepped into a gym, we left it cleaner than it was when we got there. Because it wasn't just enough to play hard at basketball when you're on their team. You also were expected to play hard at life, whether that's just picking up basketballs in the gym after practice or a game, or having integrity at school, or respecting our parents. It doesn't matter. It was all the same to them. Just like how I learned that in life there are no little things, because oftentimes when you don't expect it, those little things make a difference. Therefore, making those little things big things. And what a difference their teachings made in our team. We had each other's backs. We may not have been best friends off the court, but when we stepped in between the lines, we were like brothers that could not be separated. We were our brother's keeper. And now to think back to the last week of January last year, where I was being mocked by my teammates, to now, when I have the best teammates I could ever dream of, the difference is clear. And I can thank CJ and Sam for that, because my play also improved when I knew that my teammates had my back. Today, I can say I'm fortunate to have 3 mentors that gave me one of the best experiences in my life. They saved my basketball career. Nick gave me the confidence and the work ethic to do and achieve anything in life. CJ and Sam showed me the path to becoming a man they would be proud to know. I may not have mastered all these skills and mentalities just yet, but you better believe that I'll reach them someday, and no one will knock me off my path towards them.